which is a very cool game. Yep. I've apparently played this before, but that must have been years ago.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
Okay.
He
Interesting.
gets up, sets off for the Bastion,
Hang
where
on.
everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
Subtitles on.
Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why.
Maybe I do stop.
Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella. Forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him, though. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber. Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. A school of squirts tunnels up around them.
Okay. I reckon I can play through this game without dying. Surely.
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him for his drinking dead.
Oh, shit.
Then Kid finds his trusty shield. But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery. Gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
Okay. Interesting.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
And it ain't broke.
Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. The gates are too afraid to budge while security's on watch. He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. Bad time to run out of black tonic.
Okay, wait, they use a black tonic. Black tonic, I see.
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Kid puts him out of his misery. Robs a scumbag of his last meal. He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well.
This is pretty cool.
Well, down he goes. Down toward the Bastion. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
That's sick. Nice
We
mustache.
talk for a spell.
That's funny as.
There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there. Then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right. Except no one else showed up. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Okay, so where am I going?
The Bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well, not entirely.
Interesting. I feel like this is the place to go.
Kid ponders what to build.
Distillery or arsenal? Distillery.
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
Wait, you get multiple of these? Wait, isn't Ware Whiskey kinda OP? We'll use Hardy Punch first, I guess, but if you stack so much of these, don't you just become OP?
So zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can
That's
ride
cool.
the wind to distant lands.
Core detected.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time.
I don't know, it feels pretty easy. Call me Legolas, bro.
Kid ain't ever seen an elephant squirt before. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw.
Whoa, the sword's kinda sick with it, no?
They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. No sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble. Them squirts just don't know when to quit. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. Know why gas fellas all dress alike? Kids wondering the same thing. And there it is. but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage.
Is there gonna be guys here?
A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town.
What? I don't know what's going on. Did I win? Am I winning?
Here's the whole place grown, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole. The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back.
What?
He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag alley. Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash.
What else?
And
God, they
there
give
he
you so
is,
much heals.
The oldest scumbag of them all. Gershel. The calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. They always said old Gershel wouldn't go without a fight.
I don't know, I feel like I just owned him. Am I meant to destroy stuff? What am I meant to do here? What do you want me to do? You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a freaking bam, 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 bam. That's pretty cool. Am I meant to go up here as well?
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing.
Anyone else want some?
Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Nice. Sledge head. Interesting.
Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started.
Yeah. Is there anything this way as well?
Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
We don't like snitches. Yeah. Did I do everything I could here? It seems to want me to go out. Okay. There was no call.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The windbags used to be alright. Then the calamity took the floor out from under him. Ain't always much to say.
Ain't always much to say. That's cool. So this is pretty cool. I got my little cutie there. Aw. Look at that little cutie.
Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste. Kid ain't finished here yet.
I'm not finished. Okay.
Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
Roof. Bodge.
A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. The little Zolwood oil and that blade shines like a light.
Okay, so you can select either one of them. You don't have to buy both of them. Okay, word.
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Okay, let's go this way.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then...
Ooh, so much.
Somebody gets to the core before the kid. Floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky. Stray valuables are lying everywhere. Kid thinks twice about risking his hide for them. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. Security's all fired up. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. But calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. These wires to toss those things are plenty far away. Quick and careful is the only way to go.
Wait, what the heck? What do you mean by that, bro? Oh, okay. You can slip in the sky.
Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up.
Think you can hide from me? Come here. Did I
All
clear
this
that?
toil, kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question.
What is this?
Who else could have survived the calamity?
Truth.
So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
And that the truth. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay. This is fun. I rate this as a good experience. So there's 2 proving grounds. Okay.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart.
Bravo, what? I fell through that hole? Wait, the fuck? What is that? That's, shenanigans there.
If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. He cuts down every stab weed like there's gonna be a prize for it. No breaking a cage like that. But the kid tries anyway. Gotta find a way to spring it open. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes. Maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. Moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7, give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Am I meant to be scared of you guys? I have a friend.
I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Celandia. It was good living here for a while. Sometimes a single look says it all.
Why would you ever defend in a scam?
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Isn't trip mine just low-key the best one?
As effective as the fancier stuff.
This game's good. Like, straight up, it's just good. One back. Okay, I feel like we leave the Proving Ground stuff until we do the cause.
Alright guys, fellow Shagger hit up.
The dead welcome him with open arms.
Okay, Dendy's today.
The calamity took everybody after all. The kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this.
Aw.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close.
Aw.
It was someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh. Hits a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it.
Aw.
They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nor did the bird boy. Didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it.
Aw.
Grady Sr., Grady Jr.
They didn't make
they
it, I
didn't
guess.
make it. But him, he survived. Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The
Or you
core
just
survives as
blaming?
well.
Blaming this guy?
Kid does what he has to do. And then... what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this.
What do I say?
We have to go. Please.
Aw, that's nice.
He's a
We got
proper
a
gentleman,
friend.
that man. His name is Zulf. No hiding he's an Ura.
This game's
Folks like him
good
ain't never
though,
been
bro.
common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other for the first time. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. For Zulf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. He was born in the Tazal terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since.
Damn.
cores. They remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Well, look what we have here. The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
Interesting. Okay. Am I at like a new level yet? Okay, nearly. This game's just really good. I love the short levels.
We tracked down a couple more cores.
They're just really fun. The narrator is really good as well. Leaves a lot of wonder, because there's a lot to discover in the game.
The Hanging Gardens. Folks used to go here to relax from their relaxing. There's Pith Orchard, built in honor of the bull, and folks like Zulf, who pray to him.
Okay.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Kid says a little prayer anyway. Couldn't hurt, right? Pith Orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now. And the Orchard core is long gone too. Seems Pith ain't much of a watchdog. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god.
I got apples.
Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. survivors hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Piv.
This is cool.
Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Piff put a scare in him. The gods ain't gonna catch you if you fall. Kid passes Piff's trial, and he's richer for it. Kid ain't found the core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
Oh, that's cool. That's badass, actually. Okay, I reckon we do... Oh wait, are we so close to leveling up? That's actually a scam. There you go, little guy. We'll go out and about again.
There's only one way to Cinder Brick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid. Well,
This is
windbags,
weird.
young and old, keep fighting for the fort. Kid can't hardly tell up from down after a while. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. The calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort. Could have been minding the business underground like in the old days. Windbags can't use the marshal supplies, but the kid sure can. As for the windbags, Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. So many of those sorry things holed up inside that old fort. Not a scratch on him as he presses on to higher ground. Times like this, kids glad he packed trip mines. thing gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. Kid ain't afraid of getting burned. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade.
Okay.
Then they bring out Glutus and Landon, all their scumbag uncles. They got something to gain, only their sorry hides to lose. Kid takes down Glutus, or maybe it was Landon. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. Good thing the windbags don't know Kid's fresh out of health tonics. The windbags finally get the message. Kid used to dream of getting a marshal's badge, but not like this. The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey to the city.
Okay.
The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Zulf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was his smoking pipe. Poor kid collapses after just one drag.
What the frick?
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break. time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. What was I saying? Anyway.
I thought you could parry them, not gonna lie. Or counter them. Probably can, just
Will
has to be
finally
more
arrived
perfect.
at Caelondia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else. But then, all they got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
Did I win? Gosh, that was a long one. That's pretty cool though. I liked that.
Turn him round and round all you like. Pit's still gonna be ugly.
Huh.
Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the Marshals kept a wary eye on him. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new. War machetes are so quick, you gotta keep a good grip on them. With a good length of miscut, that bow's like new again. Kid packs a special surprise in every one of those arrows.
Okay. It's obvious which way we need to go now. This one. Okay, I guess we're doing one more. Then I'll... Actually, I'm gonna go put some washing on while I wait for this. Okay,
The
let's get it.
Langston River flowed free and wild.
Then
till
this will be the
Calamity
last
drank
one
it
I
all up.
play. Until next time.
Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbank swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weepin' Nellie. She sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. The kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break. The core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? He finds Weepin' Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Drafted things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. The windbags getting even better idea. They aim to smash Weepin' Nellie to splinters. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nellie. She's just got to make one last stop. With her last breath, Nellie gets the kid to solid ground.
Thanks,
Solid
Nellie.
ground in Pecker country. They want that core real bad. Seems a calamity ain't hurt the Peckers' appetites. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? Not even once.
You're goddamn right.
Now, listen close. You should remember this next part.
Okay. Interesting. The back's against the wall.
Why go to Prosper Bluff?
Ugh.
Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why I go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? The other kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I'm stupid. What is this? Extreme pattern.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
Goes hard, bruh. My guy looks so flabbergasted before.
They'll be here before too long.
Oh, yeah, boy, we got the singer.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Hey, I'm rich. Okay. Okay.
He ain't all that shy.
He? What do you mean?
Behold, the Pantheon. A Kobe. The gods never liked competing for people's affections. The Gravers, the arm of justice, they seemed unstoppable. Finders keepers. Stay absinthe is like drinking a cool breeze. Just don't go spitting needles everywhere. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we build.
That's cool.
Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see. But leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view.
Oh.
Come on, give the little tyke a break. We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
The final core, as if. Okay. Let's call it there. Because I got chores to do. Very fun game though. So fun.